to the good days, here's to the sorrows. This is a mistake.
Snoop,
I know about tomorrow.
if you got it, give me that ball. The yard is a complete mess. My plants and everything have just grown over with weeds and stuff, but slowly we're getting everything cleaned up. My boys are cleaning up the yard for me today. I have a bucket that my sister brought of ferns from her property. I did order 4 plants of 4 rows, 2 climbing and 2 bush rose plants. Oh my gosh, where's my brain? That I need to plant as well, that I ordered from David Austin, I think it is. No! You're crazy, stop it! He wants me to get up, and the dogs don't really understand yet that I can't always just get up, so that's jasmine that kind of goes around the window there. That was there when we moved here, so it grows like crazy. And I gotta pull the weeds in this little section here and plant some flowers there. I haven't really planted anything there because we just put up these little fences because my dogs like to get in there and rip everything up, and the chickens were getting in there and ripping everything up, and so but everything is kind of messy, but we're getting there. I you know, of course the old me would have been out here for weeks and weeks pulling everything, but I just can't do it, and I have to slow myself down. So not a whole lot else happening. I still having issues with blood clots in my leg, so it's taking me a little bit to kind of get around with that, but you know, God willing, that too shall pass. So what else did we got? I got my seed starting stuff there. My husband brought some boards over there to redo the fence in my garden area, and he says he's going to get the what is it? The gravel to go around the boxes that he's going to build. So anyhow, I just wanted to give you a small update, and now my son is doing the what is that? The dust blower or whatever that's called. What is it called? Oh, the leaf blower. So, okay, let's get on with it. My son wants to say hi.
Hello, everyone.
And that's Dustin. And you've seen Max. He's hiding over there because he doesn't like to be on the video. So, and you know, that's Snoop there. Snoopers. Pretty boy. You're so pretty. And then Sophia is in the house, probably sulking because she can't, she doesn't want to be outside and she wants me to go in. So anyways, let's get back to it again. Hey everyone, welcome back to Sweet Yellow House. We have 5 fun projects today, and project 1 is these 2 wall pocket planters. So I really like the way that they are, but I just kind of wanted to update the color, something a little more springy, because I want to actually put these on my front porch area. So I'm going to use Monet's Garden from DIY Paint, and I need to kind of stir this around because it got thick on me. I probably didn't close it right, but I'm going to put it in a cup, and then I am going to add some water to this just to kind of get it to flow a little bit better for me. So once I get the water in there, I just kind of stir it up, and then once I get the consistency where I want it, I'm just gonna grab my brush and start painting my projects. I got this brush from I think I ordered it from Jamie Ray Vintage. So I just wanted to kind of try out a couple of different brushes. So this one I really liked. It was really lightweight, and it got into all of the, you know, little nooks and crannies. It has a tip, like it kind of, you know, goes down and goes into a tip. So I did 2 coats on this just to make sure that I had full coverage, and then I let that dry. Monet's Garden, I really like it. It's a really it's not a really bright green, but it's not like a dark forest green either. It's just kind of like in between there, and you could kind of take it either way. You know, if you wanted to darken it up, you could use some dark wax, but here I'm gonna put a coat of clear wax on there, and it's the Jolie clear. I think that I probably had some white wax in the brush that I'm using, so that's why it kind of looks like that. So, but I'm okay with that. So I'm just gonna coat these really well, since they're gonna be outside, and just make sure that I get that wax all in the you know, little dents in there and stuff like that, and then I'm just gonna wipe it away. I'm going to do both of them the same, the big and the small one, with the clear wax first. And I'm really pushing that wax down into, you know, all of the little design in there to make sure that everything is coated really well. I think that the wax actually brings out a lot of the design on there, and it just makes it more obvious that there's actually a design on there. So when it was just paint, it looked very flat. So I decided that I wanted to kind of bring that out some more. So I got this bare white wax, and I'm going to use that and just go over it again, just to bring out more of the details on the planters. I'm still kind of getting used to my new craft space. Everything is good, but it's just kind of like, you know, getting used to the new things where everything is, and trying to remember where I put that or put this. And but I am liking it. It is very convenient for me, and I'm able to get around in it very well. And you could say maybe I'm just too organized that I can't really find everything, or I can't remember where I put everything. So, but I'm having fun, and I enjoy being in here. So that with the white wax, I just think that it brings out more of the detail on the planters, and I am satisfied with the way that looks. These are very cute. You can use them as planters, or if you just wanted to put, you know, if you wanted to put, you know, note cards or anything like that, use it at your desk area. I use these kind of planters for everything. I have them kind of all around the house, because some of them I have, you know, just notepads in for the kids. Other ones I have just kind of like my scissors all in there. So these are really convenient, and you can use them for everything. Project 2 is this pine cone finial thing. I think I found that at the Goodwill. I'm not sure. I haven't thrifted at all, but I have started driving, so I am looking forward to thrifting pretty soon. So I have this Dixie Bell Patina paint, and this is the color copper, and so I'm just gonna lay down the first coat on this.
It's too late not to let it go, and that's why I wish you the best and say goodbye. You start to get
This is another new brush that I got. I'm not quite sure where I got this one, but this one also is very nice. It goes to a point, and it's very lightweight as well, and I'm able to use bigger brushes you know, when they're lightweight. So I'm happy that I'm able to do that. So I let that dry, and then I am going to go and put my second coat on. And when you are using this, once you put a second coat on, you have to work while it's wet and use the patina spray. So here I'm using the green and just kind of spraying it all around on top, especially because I kind of want it to like drip down. So I'm kind of running low there on my bottle. So I do have this patina spray yellow that I just got. I will say when that came out, I was kind of shocked that it was so vibrant, and so I wasn't expecting that. I'm not sure what I was expecting, but not that. So I just kind of go back and forth between the green and the yellow, and I did dab that yellow down a little bit. So I think that this came out really pretty. I love the yellow. I wasn't sure how I was going to feel about that, but I think that it just kind of made this finial really it just looks really pretty, and I think with the green as well, it's just so pretty. Project 3 is these little wall things. I'm not sure what they're, just decoration, and you've seen me do some stuff with these before. So I had my last 3, and I'm showing you here that there's a little hole there, and I'm gonna close that up with the UV resin because I'm gonna pour resin in the middle, and I don't want it dripping out of those holes. So ask me how I know that. So I'm just closing the holes on all of them. You can see one already has some resin in it because I started a project and I just never got back to it. So once those holes are all closed, I'm getting my 2-part resin, and I'm going to put some carbon black coloring in there. So this is like everything else. You have equal parts of A and B, and you stir those together, and then once those get stirred up, then I just add the coloring in there. You don't need a lot of this. Coloring is very, very just a really strong color, and I use this for all my resin coloring, and they have a lot of different colors. So if you're into resin and you want to color it, these are really a good choice. So I'm just pouring my equal parts into a bigger cup, and I'm going to stir those around and then add my carbon black coloring to it. And I've said before, you can use other things to color as well. If you have gel nail polish, you can use that to color. You could use acrylic paint to color. You can use nail polish to color it. But the trick of that is that you just really don't want to oversaturate it with something so that it doesn't cure. And that's why these colors, the golden, are so good, because you don't need to put a lot of that in there. So here I'm just filling up the center, and what I'm doing is I'm filling this up because I want to make it a flat surface so I can do other things with it. I'm using my heat gun to heat that resin up, and what that does is it actually brings the bubbles out, and so that way you don't have a whole lot of bubbles in there. Although this really doesn't matter, I wanted it also will kind of loosen that resin up, so that way it kind of will flow into all the little nooks and crannies a little bit easier. So I let those cure overnight, and now because you can still see the the picture underneath, so I'm gonna go ahead and paint these black. I'm gonna do 2 coats on that with the with just acrylic paint, and then let that dry in between the coats. Resin is a really good use for stuff like this if you have an uneven surface, but you really want to kind of use something that you don't think that you're going to be able to use it because it has stuff like this, a kind of like a raised something underneath there. You could use the resin and kind of even that surface out, and then that way you can use it any way you want to. Once I get those painted and all dried, then I go and get my liquid patina, and I'm gonna do 2 coats of this, and this is just to kind of seal in that paint, and that way it doesn't scratch off or get ruined. That liquid patina is gonna kind of protect everything, and I want to put some transfers on this, and I want to make sure that those transfers are going to stick really well, and that liquid patina is going to kind of make that secure for me, make sure that it does. I sometimes will have trouble. I don't know if it's I don't let it dry enough, but I will put down a transfer because I am very impatient, and then the transfer won't stick. So I let that dry overnight, and then I'm gonna get this transfer pack from IOD. What is it? Millet's Pages. And I'm just gonna look kind of through there. I wasn't exactly sure what I wanted to do, and of course I see the mushrooms and I just really want to do it because that's my thing right now. But I controlled my urge to do it, and I found the butterflies here. And I decided to do the butterflies because the gold ring around them, the outer ring, is actually butterflies. So I just thought that would be the best choice. I'm just cutting out what I want and what I think will fit in there, and making sure that I can fit what I want in there. I didn't have any trouble with the transfers at all. I think that liquid patina kind of made that for me, so I didn't have any troubles with it. And it came out really good. I think they look really cute. Once I got all that done, I decided that I was going to put a coating over the top. Looking back at it, if I had to do it all over again, I probably wouldn't have done this. But for some crazy reason, I decided that I wanted to, seal it up. So I'm using UV resin, and that was another thing that I probably would not do. I would use the 2-part resin and let it set up. But again, because I'm in such a rush and I have no patience, I decided to use the UV resin so it would instantly cure and I wouldn't have to wait. So I put the first layer down and I'm using the heat gun to get the bubbles out, and then I'm putting a second layer in there, and again using the heat gun just to loosen it up, get the bubbles out, and kind of make sure that those are hitting all the edges. Once I have that where I want it, I'm just going to go ahead and put it under the UV light and cure that for like 3 minutes. You have to make sure that you cure it really well because this is a dark you know, it's a dark background, and sometimes it takes a little longer to get that to cure. I don't know why this day I was just having issues with spilling everything, and my hands were all sticky with my gloves from the resin, and I was kind of over it at this point. I was regretting doing that. And then I used a brush that had some gold flakes in it, and that's why you see some kind of like gold flakes in that one. When I got those all done in the center, I decided that I was going to use the resin and go around the outside just to kind of brighten up those butterflies there. And I'm just, again, using the heat gun to get everything kind of to flow together. And I'm going to put that under the UV light as well. So I like the way that these turned out. Again, I think if I had to do it over, I wouldn't have put the coating on top. I would have just let it be. So I am going to put these actually on my my wall that has all my little hangings and you know, gifts from people and stuff like that. So I get gallery wall is what I'm going to put them up on my gallery wall. Project 4 is these little molds. I picked these up from a gift shop, not a gift shop, a thrift store, I think. I don't think I got them at Goodwill. So I found these actually hanging out in a box or something that I forgot I had. So I'm going to use the Dixie Bell Patina paint in copper again, and I'm just going to paint these so they look like, you know, copper molds and stuff. So and then I'm gonna do 2 coats on these just to make sure that I have a good coverage. So once I got those painted up, I used my heat gun just to dry the paint so I can get on with my second coat. So as I'm putting on the second coat, again, you have to work while it's wet with the patina spray. So I'm putting on the paint and then I'm just spraying it right after. And I'm using the green spray. And I'm just doing, you know, painting and spraying, painting and spraying. I think I probably thought that I wanted to use the yellow, but I don't know. So I was playing it safe with this. So I wanted a little more color, so I decided that I would get the patina spray in the blue and just kind of spray over the green.
you see almost like an instant reaction with that, with them together. It just made a good color combination. You got some really good color on there.
Wish you the best and say goodbye. You start to get dressed and then we cry. 'Cause we both know it's gonna hurt, but not as much as this does. So baby, bye. It's for
I think I'm going to keep one and put 2 other on my website for sale. If you just had like a little vignette gallery wall in your kitchen or something like that, you could just pop that in there. It would be a really cute addition. So project 5 is this lantern, and this project I started out with an idea and then completely went left and didn't do that, and just kind of started in a different direction. So the first thing I'm going to do is take this thing completely apart and just unscrew the top, take the glass out, and they're just held in by these little I don't know, they're kind of like little levers that hold the glass in there. So I'm gonna take the glass out, making sure that all the screws and everything else and are in a little bag so I don't lose anything. So I'm gonna go back to my Monet's garden and paint the wood part of this lantern. The idea that I actually had for this was that I was just going to use the bottom part and kind of use it on and put a plant in it or something like that. I wasn't really planning on using the glass or the top at all. I was just, going to use the bottom part. But as I am painting, of course, my brain is working overtime. So I decided to go in a different direction. I think for me, it's just because I didn't want to kind of have all those extra parts and not know really what I was going to do with it. So I decided to get the, what is that, golden ticket wax from DIY. And I put, I'm just going to paint the knob on the top gold. This was not really covering the way I wanted it to, but the trick is that I would put a layer on, let it dry, put another layer on, let it dry till it got to where I was happy with it. So I'm just sanding down some of the edges just to kind of give it more of a rustic look. I'm not sanding too hard, really just kind of also taking off some of the rough edges on here. I think that I got this lantern from Home Goods like 2 or 3 years ago. So, but it's had good use around my home. The bottom of that with the hole there, it had like a plastic candle that went there, but I took it out because I wanted to be able to put more of a realistic looking candle in there. I didn't like it, so I just unscrewed it and took it out. So once I have that all wiped out and got all the dust out, I'm gonna go over it with the Jolie clear wax. I went back and forth with this on what I was gonna do with it, like either put clear or white or even dark wax on it, but I didn't want to complicate it too much because there was going to be, other stuff going on, and sometimes less is more. So I just am going over this to protect it really well, because this as well is going to be outside. So I just got a paper towel and I'm kind of burnishing that wax in and really getting into all the crevices. And you can see now parts of the wood is showing through that paint. And that's exactly what I wanted. I wanted it to kind of look worn. So now I'm gonna take my direction to the glass, and the first thing I'm going to do is clean it because there's so much stuff all over it, and I'm just using alcohol in that little bottle and cleaning that glass up really well. So I'm going to get this Astoria IOD transfer, and I have some pieces left from this, and I want to use those up. So I'm going to take those and just kind of see how I like them on the glass, and I'm going to put them on all four to go completely around that lantern. So I'm just cutting out what I want to use, and cutting off the pieces that I know I'm not going to use. I really like putting transfers on glass, you know, especially like with this, because once I put those transfers on and put it back in the lantern, and having that candle inside to kind of show through, it just really makes for a really pretty, you know, accessory to your home. It looks, you know, just kind of like it just sets the mood. It just is a really pretty, looks expensive, you know, little accessory for your house. I ended up putting a candle underneath and inside, and it just was gorgeous. When you see the pictures, you'll understand what I'm saying. So I just decided where I was going to put these transfers, what, you know, parts of those transfers I was going to use, and I applied those to the glass. I did turn those around and clean the other side, and what I decided that I was going to do is, instead of putting the transfer side out, I decided that I was going to put those transfers inside so they didn't get scratched or ruined, you know, accidentally scratched or something like that. So I grabbed my little bag of screws and stuff that I kept from there, and now I'm just going to put this thing back together. This was a fun project, and I like it sometimes, you know, when I have an idea for something, and then by the time I'm done, it's something completely different than what I was thinking that I was going to do, and that's always really surprising to me. It's kind of rare that I'll start a project and I'm not, you know, I know exactly which direction I'm going. So I liked how this turned out, really pretty. Well, I have so many more things coming up, and I am really trying to get my videos out weekly. For some reason, these weeks just took me a while. So thank you for staying with me, and thanks for watching, and I appreciate all of you, and I will see you soon.
Cheers to all the memories, the venom and the remedies, yeah. Promise I won't fall.